Shalom, everybody, and welcome to TorahTrue.com and RelatableTorah.com. This is our YouTube channel, and I'm your host, Rabbi Ben-Tzion Saloff. This series is the Testament series, the Testament of the Baal Shem Tov, meaning the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov. In Yiddish we say Yesodistic, the foundational principles of the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov. This happens to be already, and I'm surprised we got this. We've gotten this far so quickly. This is the 15th installment of this series. We are now, if you have the Hebrew text, it's page number Kaf Hey 25, and it is paragraph number 59. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a flu I got from my grandchildren. Oh, by the way, we're coming from the Negev. I know you may think of the Negev as being very, very hot, and certainly during the summer it is. However, right now, as you may notice, I'm wearing a scarf. It's very not hot outside. In any case, here we are. Let's get into it. Lefamim keshadam dabuk ba'olam ha'alyon beborei yitbarach. At times, when a person is attached or has a feeling of attachment to the supernal worlds with our Creator, blessed be He. Tzarech lishmor atzmo. You have to be very, very careful with yourself. Why? Shelo yaseh shum tenuah. You don't make any movements. No movements. Afilu begufo, even with your body. Shelo yivatel hadveikut shelo. In order that you should not nullify the dveikut, the feeling of attachment that you have with Hashem at that point. So I know that this may seem contrary to what you may have seen in certain shuls, where you see the people when they're davening and they're moving like this and like that and swaying and back and forth. So that's one approach. However, the Baal Shem Tov, who is the master of prayer, truly the master of prayer, he was an extraordinary individual. In any case, he did not believe in these movements. He believed in attaching oneself to the Creator through prayer in the mind and in the heart, but not in the body, so to speak. The body, we as we'll learn a little bit further in this class, we become mufshat. We strip ourselves of our body, so to speak, to a significant extent, ideally. But we'll get into that. So we do. If you want to have dveikut, you want to have this attachment, you move very little and really focus on what you're doing. Okay, samech, number 60. If you're not able at a given time to pray with a powerful, focused intent, ki ima yedei chizuk, except through strengthening, meaning that Hashem will strengthen you. The only way you can focus at all is just by concentrating and really working hard, and hoping that Hashem is going to help you, is going to strengthen you for this. You have to ask Hashem, blessed be He, before you even start praying for, if you don't feel that attachment right away, you pray for help in making the attachment, making the connection. Now, there's another point which we're going to touch on, which I think is very important to remember. Just because you don't have a feeling of attachment at that point, or at any point during the prayers or during the davening, does not mean that you don't have that attachment. We are all dabuk lema'ala to whatever extent, because we have what is called a chelek elokam ma'al mamash. We have an actual piece of God. We are an extension of God, our soul. That being the case, we are always dabuk lema'ala. We are always attached above. However, the revealed attachment that we feel and we sense, and that we are able to draw help from and draw up greater and higher perceptions from. This is something that we have to work on. This is not something that we're just given. It's something you have to work on. I mean, occasionally a person will be given a present of the ability to focus very, very intently for some short period of time, kind of in order to whet their appetite. I think Hashem does it, but in general, we have to work on this. This is not something which generally comes very easily. So it's hard work, yet it's still hard work, quiet hard work, so to speak. Okay, number 61, Samech Aleph. So Yachshov, you should consider the following: Shetov lo she'Hashem yitborach ya'azor lo she'yakavein k'mo chatzi seder atfila. You should consider it as a tremendous help from Hashem, blessed be He, that if you're able to have a focused and concentration on your prayers for even around half of the order of the prayers. If you can go through half of the order of the prayers with the veikut, it's a tremendous thing. It's a wonderful thing. O rubo bekavanah gemura, or let's say half of it, or even the majority of it, especially, is the majority being more than half, a little, somewhat more than half, with a very complete focus and concentration. V'lasov yachlosh v'shivatel hadveikut. But then what do you do? If first of all, if you can do it to that extent, it's a great thing. So you take advantage of that focus and strength, and you pray with great fervor, inner fervor, and then towards the end, what you do as you're weakening, as your focus and even the feeling of strength that you have is weakening somewhat. V'shivatel and hadveikut, and your the veikut is really becoming increasingly nullified. It's becoming less and less. Ma lasot lo. So what are you going to do? Excuse me. What are you going to do? My granddaughter just gave me a little cold, so excuse occasional coughing. Ma lasot lo, what are you going to do? Yitpalel kefi yecholto b'kavanah ktana ad sof aleinu. So then you pray as much as you can, to whatever extent you can, whatever strength and focus you can muster, until aleinu. It's going to be less. It's going to be less, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as for the first half or even more of the prayers, you're able to really focus and concentrate on your prayers, that's good. That's a wonderful thing. And honestly, whatever extent you're able to focus intently on your praying, it's a wondrous and fantastic thing, especially in our day. In our day, we have a situation. I was looking on a website, whatever. It's an organization I belong to, and it's called Mensa. And in Mensa, they had this article on their international journal where it was speaking about how everybody is so, I'm trying to think of an English word. I can think of a couple of good Yiddish words, but everybody is so, their mind is so spread out. Everything, a person has such a difficulty concentrating on one individual thing because there's so much input. There's so much input coming in every area of your life and everything that's going on around you. So, because of this, now even if the people in Mensa, etc., have this problem, certainly people in other segments, elements of the society also have this problem, and it at least in my experience is a very, very difficult challenge. So when you have all of these things coming at you, your phone it has a message coming, whether it be from WhatsApp or from texting or from all of these different apps which ask you if they can send you messages, and they certainly do. It's crazy. I don't even understand how people can really learn anything at any depth in today's society. Yet, we have the ability to do so, and we have the ability to focus and strengthen our minds and our hearts on a particular subject, and we do, to whatever extent we can do it in this generation. I assure you that the reward that we get and the help that we get from above is going to be even stronger than it had been in previous generations, only because it is so much more difficult. And there's a saying, according to the effort is the reward. This is an old expression that holds true certainly to today. So, now we are going to continue. Okay, number 62. Now, in Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our fathers, or the chapters of our fathers, however you want to say it, it's a Mishnah which we say, many people have the custom of saying it between Mincha and Mariv on the long Shabbos days, and we'll say one chapter each Shabbos, and in any case, it's a very good and important thing to say whenever you have the opportunity to do so, to learn, I should say, not just to say, because the lessons of human interaction taught in Pirkei Avot are extremely powerful, and if you reflect on them and you integrate them into your life, you will be accomplishing something very great. Now, one of these things, the Baal Shem Tov teaches us how to apply it in a figurative sense. Im ein ani li, mi li. Literally, it means if I am not for me, if I'm not for myself, who is for me, etc. Now, ki atzarich b'tfila, you need in your prayer liot kamo mufshat migashmiut. To whatever extent you're able to be stripped of physicality, stripped of materiality. And then parenthetically, it's written, V'zehu she'amar sham, im ein ani li. This is what it means when it's written there in Pirkei Avot. I am not, if I am not for myself, Ritzono lomar, so it should say, Bizman shani mufshat migashmiut. At the time, this means to say, I should say, at the time when I am stripped of my gashmiut. Im ein ani li, if I'm not myself, I'm not for me. That means when you're really focusing on the spiritual, highly spiritual things, and you're as if you were stripped from your physicality, stripped from your body. Veinenu margish metziuto be'olam hazeh, and through this you lose your feeling of your physical reality in this world. You lose the consciousness of physical reality. Now, I'm going to go off a little bit and tell a story which I've probably told in other classes, or I may have told in other classes, but it deserves repeating. There's another teaching of the Baal Shem Tov, which I find to be also a foundational principle in transforming yourself and raising yourself up. What is it? It seems like a very simple thing, and that is, where your thoughts are, that's where you are. And then many of his students added to say that he used the word completely after that. So, excuse me. Wherever your thoughts are, that's where you are completely. Now, what does this mean? Does it mean that you are only your soul and not your body. It's not true. We know that we are made up of spirit and body. So what does this mean then? It's just like what it said earlier in this paragraph. We have to be mufshat megashmiut. We have to try to strip ourselves of our physicality to whatever extent we can through focusing on something else. So we're focusing on other matters, such as an example. Years ago, I was walking to the mikveh on it was either Shabbat or on Yom Tov. I don't remember which one, but in any case, I was walking to the mikveh, and I have a custom of focusing on certain Kabbalistic kavanot, whatever, during, it's a whole series of things that I've developed over a long period of time. And so I have these thoughts, these kavanot, from the time I left my house to the time I got finished with the mikveh. So as I was walking to the mikveh, I was deeply involved with my thoughts. And I got to the mikveh and walked into the mikveh, and something seemed a little odd. It's kind of, when you know something, but you only know it on the outskirts of your consciousness. So on the outskirts of my consciousness, I had a feeling that something was a little off, a little odd, but okay, it was fine. I just kept on going. I went in. I did my tevilot, meaning not tefillot, tevilot. Tevilot are dunks in the mikveh. You're a tovel. You've dunked in the mikveh. In any case, and that series of dunking is there's a lot to it. There's a lot of different dunking. So I'm in there for a full 5 minutes doing what I got to do. And then I came out and walked to shul. And then I got to shul and I heard, some guys kibitzing and saying, wow, it's too bad we couldn't go to the mikveh. So, I said, well, why couldn't you go to the mikveh? So what do you mean? Did you go? I said, yeah, I went. Said, and yeah, but you couldn't go in. I said, what do you mean? I went in. I did what I always do. Said, I don't believe it. Said, let me, they wanted to see like my arms. I said, what are you doing? So they said, I cannot believe that you went in that water without your body being totally burnt. They said there was something wrong with the heater on the mikveh, and it became so hot you couldn't even go in. So it turns out that I went into this mikveh, which it really was b'derech hateva, in a natural way. It was something you couldn't go into without getting burnt, at least without your skin getting very red and etc. And I wasn't even conscious of it. I just went in, I did my thing like I always do, because my thoughts were I was so intent, I was somewhere else mentally. And this is what the Baal Shem Tov says: where your thoughts are, that's where you are completely. So the relationship between the body and the neshama, the body and the soul, becomes different. There's a different, the soul can bring the body, so to speak, to another place, as it did in the situation I was talking about. And I'm sure you've heard of these situations where these people walk over a bed of coals and their feet are fine, etc., once they've been trained. Where your thoughts are, that's where you are completely. So that's what it means when it says mufshat migashmiut, stripped of physicality, or stripped of attachment, or revealed attachment, so to speak, in the physical world. So then it says veinenu murgash mitziuto be'olam hazeh. Oh, and it's like I did mention this, that in that kind of a state you don't feel your reality, your physicality in this world. Kolomar, like it says, Kashani avo lemadrega shelo eda ve'argish klal im ani li be'olam hazeh im la. And he says, when I go to such a madriga, to such a level, I don't know and I don't feel at all that I'm in this world physically. So a person gets so focused on godly matters, they can lose their feeling and thought of attachment to physicality completely. B'vadai ein li shum pachad me machshavot zarot. And in such a state, I certainly don't have to have any fear from alien thoughts. Ki azai eza ki azai, because in such a situation, then eza machshava zara yikarev elai bioto mufshad mizeh olam. How can a strange thought, meaning an ungodly thought or a thought which is not in comportment with focusing on spiritual godly matters, how could such a thought come to me when I'm stripped of attachment to this world, or at least to a very great extent? V'zeh mili, and this is what it means in the verse. Then who am I, or what is for me? Rotzono lomar eze machshava zara yavoli. It means to say, who am I? There's no alien, strange thought that can come to me because I'm not here, to a large extent. Okay. Aval kesha'ani la'atzmi. So then this verse in Perkei Avot says, however, when I am for myself, kesha'ani la'atzmi, rotzono lemar kesha'ani choshev atzmi ledavar v'yesh b'metziut zeh olam. When I look at myself and I consider myself and feel myself to be to be a yesh, to be an existence, which is in this world, a separate existence from Hashem in this world. Az adraba. Then, on the contrary, eineni nichshav leklum. How can I be considered as anything? Even though, look, I feel like a person or something in this world, but how can I even be considered of any value whatsoever? V'zeh she'amar ma'ani. And this is what it means when it says, what am I? Rotzono lomar ma'ani chashuv uma ovadati chashuva lefanav yitbarach. Who am I? How can I be considered as anything of any value? And how can my service be considered important before Hashem? Ki im yivalblo oti machshava zara. Because now that I'm feeling this attachment to this world, strange thoughts, foreign thoughts can come to me and confuse me and get me all messed up. Ve'areini kamo she'eineni ba'olam hazeh. And then that takes me away from this world, because I feel, how can I be here, when I have these machshavot zarot, these foreign thoughts? Ki ikar briat adam ba'olam hazeh la'avodah. Because what is the essence? What is the ultimate purpose of a person being here in this physical world? We're here in this physical world for a very simple reason. Hashem wants us here. He puts us here, and He puts us here to serve Him. And that's what my purpose is for being here. V'harei ein ani yachol la'avod avodoto mimachshavot zarot hamaval b'limoti. If I allow myself to be in a condition, a situation where these machshavot zarot can come to me, these foreign thoughts can come to me and mess me up and confuse me, how am I serving Hashem properly? How can I serve Hashem? So that was number 62. All these things really need to be, to really get the most out of them, they really need to be reflected upon. And if you reflect deeply on these lessons, matov, it will be very good for you. Okay, Samech Gimel. And by the way, don't forget, you can always email me and ask me any questions you want. Email me on relatabletorah.com, RELATABLETORAH, relatabletorah@gmail.com, relatabletorah@gmail.com. Okay. Number 63. And we will be about 5 minutes more. I don't want these classes to go over 30 minutes because it's too much for most people. So, here we go. כשרוצה להיות בהתבודדות, צריך להיות עמו עוד חבר אחד. When you are going to seclude yourself with Hashem, meaning to deeply, to set yourself aside from everything and really just focus on talking to and relating to Hashem, you should do it with somebody else in the room with you, or in the place with you where you are. Aval adam achad levad hu b'sakana. Because if a person does this without having a companion in the vicinity with them, they're putting themselves in danger. Eila yiyu shnayim b'cheder echad. So there should be either two people in one room. Not that you're interacting in any way, but at least you're both there together. And each of you, even though there's two of you there, you can yitboded, you can seclude yourself with the Creator, blessed be He. Lifamim, kishu dabuk, yachol yitboded atzmo afilu bevayet sheni. Oh, bevayet sheyesh bnei Adam. Oh, so he's also saying that there are times when you can, if you become good at hitbodedut, you become practiced at it, you actually just can seclude yourself with Hashem and interact with Hashem in a place where there are a lot of people. Plenty of people around, but still you can be mitboded with Hashem in that kind of a situation. Right. So now, Samech Daled, 64. And there we go. Okay. Pamim shenofel adam mimadrega machmat atzmo. At times when a person falls from their level, from their spiritual attainment, because of themselves, on their own. I mean, they don't know exactly why, it just happens. Hashem yitbarach yodea shehu tzarich lekach. It happens because Hashem knows that you need it. Meaning you need to come down from your higher level, and some would say from your high horse, and because Hashem knows you need it for a particular reason. Ufamim ha'olam gormim shipol adam mimadrekato, and sometimes it's your environment which causes you to descend from your level. V'hayirida hu tzorech aliyah, and the cause of this descent is its purpose, which is to have an aliyah, have an ascent, a spiritual ascent. Kedei lavo lemadrega gdola, in order that you should be able to reach an even higher level. K'mo shekatuv, like it is written, hu yinahagenu almut, which is from Tehillim, and it means he conducts you to death, towards death, or to death, which means he conducts you to a lower level, brings you down. Hashem brings you down for very specific purposes sometimes. Uktiv, and it also is written, V'yered Avram Mitzrayma, and Avraham descended to Mitzrayim, to the lower levels. Uktiv, then it's also written, Vayal Avram mi Mitzrayim. And, after Hashem went down, after Avram went down, went through the whole process of the years that he spent, I believe it was 17 years in Mitzrayim, and then it says, V'yal Avram mi Mitzrayim, then Avraham went up from Mitzrayim. So it was a yerida, it was a descent, L'tzorech aliyah, for the purpose of having a great ascent. Avram hu haneshama. So this is telling you that the nimshal, the objects of the metaphor are that the neshama, the soul, is the Avram represents the neshama, the soul. Mitzrayim hem haklipot, and Mitzrayim, Egypt, represents the forces that cover over godliness, that cover over the holiness within the soul. And these are the forces which we have to fight, which we have to overcome. And that brings us to the end of this session. I want to thank everybody for coming. We will have a few more classes, most probably, while I'm still here in Israel. I will be going to different places. We'll hopefully be recording classes in Jerusalem, maybe Marat HaMachpelah, if we get a chance, also maybe Kever Rachel, and different places. Where I'd really like to do it is my favorite place in Yerushalayim, which is the Kever of David HaMelech, alav hashalom. We'll see what we can do. I would like to be able to do that. In any case, in fact, maybe if I can get the notes together in time, I'm not making any promises because my grandchildren kind of have a hold on me as far as my time is concerned, but I may start the new series, The Power of Tehillim, there at Kever David HaMelech alav hashalom, at the burial place of the author of Tehillim, King David. So in any case, I want to thank you all for coming. Please, I would love to have you subscribe to our YouTube channel, right down there somewhere, and then you will get notified of any classes coming up. Also, you can go to our website, either TorahTrue.com or relatabletorah.com, and you can sign up for our email list, which generally we have one email per week on Wednesdays or Thursdays in general. And the website is not ready for anything special yet, but it's being worked on. We'll have a very, very good website where we're going to have a lot of links on it for different classes, and we will be putting up essays on different subjects in Judaism and in serving Hashem. So once again, thank you all for coming. I look forward to seeing you next time. And from the Holy Land, God bless you. And I'd love to see you all join me here before my time to return to the United States takes place. So hopefully that'll happen within the most immediate present, with the coming of the Mashiach, the Messiah, and the true and complete redemption. All the very best. God bless you.